All right, so what if I told you that you could build a whole freight empire, a real solid income stream,
Yeah.
just starting with one truck?
Interesting.
One truck. Like,
Yeah.
forget about those huge fleets and, all the crazy logistics stuff.
Right.
We're talking about just one truck used the right way.
Okay.
And how that could be how you get started.
I like it.
So we've been looking at this study from Freight University
Okay.
called One Truck, One Deal.
One truck, one deal.
Yeah.
Catchy.
Right.
Yeah. So
It is a very compelling idea, right?
totally.
Like, you don't have to go so big
Right.
away in logistics
Yeah.
to really make something of it.
Yeah.
So this study guide is called
Yeah.
One Truck, One Deal: How to Turn a Single Unit into a Passive Freight Empire.
Nice.
And it's put together by Freight University
Okay.
and Logistical Forwarding Solutions.
All right.
And it features insights from Michael Thomas,
Oh, wow.
who they call America's most powerful AI logistics consultant.
That's a mouthful.
It is. Yeah.
He knows his stuff.
Okay, so for everyone listening today, we are going to really get into this whole one truck, one deal thing
Right.
and figure out how just focusing on one truck and getting the right freight deal
Right.
can set you up,
Yeah.
not just for passive income,
Right.
but for a whole logistics business.
A real business.
A real business.
Yeah.
This study guide from Freight University gets into a lot of details
Yeah.
about picking the right truck,
Yep.
understanding all the money stuff.
Yeah.
So we are going to break it all down for you today.
Nice.
So,
Sounds good.
what's the main idea behind one truck, one deal?
So this model says you don't have to have a ton of trucks to get going in the freight world.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
They say the real power comes from having one truck.
Okay.
But the even more important thing is setting up a good, solid freight deal for that truck.
Got it.
Consistency is key.
Interesting. So it's not all about how many trucks you've got on the road, like we usually think.
Right.
So what's so great about having one consistent route?
Okay, so the consistent route,
Yeah,
you're not always scrambling for loads on the spot market.
makes sense.
You know?
Yeah.
So you've got that steady income and you can plan things out better.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
not just that,
What else?
it gives you more power to negotiate better rates as you go
Oh.
and build up those relationships,
Yeah.
which can lead to
Yeah.
even better opportunities later on.
Okay.
You won't get that if you're always just chasing the next load.
Right. So that stability is what lets you make passive income.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got reliable money coming in.
Mm-hmm.
You can get those weekly payouts
Exactly.
without being stuck dealing with all the day-to-day logistics.
That's right.
Okay, so let's say someone wants to do this.
Right.
How does it actually work?
So the study guide
Yeah.
explains how it works in the real world,
Okay.
how much you need to invest at first, and what you have to do
All right.
as the investor.
Great.
So they say you need to buy a fairly new truck,
Okay.
like 2018 or newer,
Got it.
and they recommend a Class 8 sleeper or day cab,
Okay.
because those are good for those high volume routes,
Okay.
like drive-in
Oh,
reefer,
Yeah.
or even power only
Yeah.
if you're using managed trailers.
Okay. So you buy the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Then what about finding drivers,
Right.
getting those freight deals,
Yeah.
and all the logistics stuff?
So that's where Logistical Forwarding Solutions comes in.
LFS.
LFS.
Okay.
They handle all that.
Okay.
So they'll find and qualify CDLA drivers
Okay.
to drive your truck.
Yeah.
They get the freight contracts,
Okay.
handle the dispatching breakdowns, repairs,
Got it.
DOT compliance.
So basically, you provide the truck,
Yep,
and LFS takes care of the rest,
right.
including sending you those weekly profits.
That's right.
So it's really hands-off.
Yeah, that's how they make it passive.
Okay.
And they say this isn't just theory.
Yeah.
Hundreds of people have learned this system
Really.
and are using it.
So one truck, one deal is kind of changing how people think about trucking.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a whole section in the guide
Oh, yeah.
called Why a License Ain't a Business But a Deal Is.
Right.
What's that all about?
So they're saying that
Yeah.
just having a truck
Right.
or a DOT number
Yeah.
doesn't automatically mean you have a successful business.
Makes sense.
It's all about getting that steady freight contract.
That deal.
Exactly.
So you're saying just having the truck and the paperwork isn't enough?
Yeah, you got to go out and get those reliable agreements.
Got it.
That's how you build a real business.
And the guide talks about how to do that
Right.
with just one truck,
Yeah.
right?
So they say you need to do good research on different freight lanes.
So you know where the demand is.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you got to be good at talking to shippers. Build those strong relationships.
So you're not just doing one-off loads.
Right.
You're building something consistent.
Exactly.
I like how they call a truck with a steady contract a weekly ATM.
Yeah, that's a good way.
Really gets the point across.
Yeah, shows how much stability you can get.
With the right deal.
Exactly.
Okay, so for anyone listening who thinks this sounds good,
All right.
what questions should they ask?
Okay, so the study guide gives 5 really important questions
Right.
that anyone who wants to invest in a truck should ask.
All right, shoot.
Okay, the first one is, what type of freight will your truck be hauling?
That makes sense.
Yeah, you need to know what kind of cargo it'll be carrying.
To figure out how much wear and tear there'll be
Right,
and how much money you can make.
exactly.
What's the second question?
Okay, so the second one is, are the freight lanes consistent?
Right.
Or will your truck be facing spot loads?
Oh,
You want to know if you'll have regular roads.
and steady income.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, what's number 3?
So the third question is, who handles driver compliance?
With DOT regulations.
Right.
IFTA.
Yeah, and all the maintenance.
Okay, so that tells you how hands-off it really is.
Exactly.
And what costs might be involved.
Right.
Okay, what are the last 2?
So the fourth one is about transparency.
Oh,
Will you have access to live dashboards
okay.
to see how your truck is doing?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you can track everything in real time.
Nice.
And the fifth question, and this is a big one,
Okay.
is what's the average weekly payout you can expect?
That's the bottom line, right?
How much money will you actually be making?
Okay, so the guide says how they answer these questions is really important.
Yeah.
If they can't give you clear answers, it might be a sign that you're going to be more hands-on
Learn more like a job.
than a passive investment.
Right.
So you really want clear, straightforward answers.
That shows they know what they're doing.
Okay, so someone's got their one truck, one deal set up.
What's next?
Okay, so then the study guide talks about how to grow from that one truck.
Right.
They talk about fleet pairing.
Fleet pairing?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's a smart way to scale up.
Okay.
But they say any growth should be strategic.
Okay.
Don't just add trucks for no reason.
Yeah.
Every new truck should be tied to a real opportunity.
Got it.
Either an existing one or a new one you've secured.
So what are some ways to scale up?
So they mention a few strategies.
Yep.
One is to add more trucks to the same route.
That makes sense.
Yeah, if it's working well, why not add more trucks?
Right.
Another way is to partner with other investors who are using LFS.
So you can share resources
Yeah,
and maybe get access to more opportunities.
exactly.
Cool.
And they also talk about leasing trucks, either under your own MC authority or under LFSs.
All right.
And finally, they say you can build a small fleet around those regular customers that you already have.
Yeah.
You've got those relationships.
Exactly.
So it seems like the key takeaway is that you shouldn't just buy more trucks and then try to find loads.
Right.
You should have the freight lined up
Exactly.
before you get more trucks.
Don't put the cart before the horse.
Right.
Make sure there's a need for those trucks.
So to sum up this whole one truck, one deal thing, what's the main message?
So the main idea
Yeah.
is that you don't need a huge fleet to start a successful logistics business.
And make passive income.
Exactly.
This one truck, one deal model shows you how to start with one truck.
With a good solid contract.
Yeah.
And then scale up strategically.
As you get more deals.
Right.
So for anyone who's interested and wants to learn more, what should they do?
So they should check out Freight University's Logistical Developmental program.
Okay.
It goes into more detail about everything we talked about.
Like how to pick the right truck.
Yeah.
How the driver pairing works with LFS. How to use their freight network.
Right. And how the weekly payments work.
And they can also go to investingintrucking.com
Yeah.
to schedule a call
Right.
and see if this is a good fit for them.
Exactly.
So it's all about starting with a focused approach, getting that first deal, and then growing from there with the right knowledge.
The right partners.
And always making sure you have that steady freight coming in.
Absolutely.
I like how this model focuses on strategy and efficiency.
Me too.
Instead of just having tons of trucks.
Yeah. It's a different way of thinking.
Really makes you think.
It does.
Like, what if you stopped worrying about moving every single load and instead focused on building those strong, consistent freight deals?
It could change everything.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a whole new way to approach this industry
Totally.
and build real wealth.
It could be a game changer.
It's a thing to think about.
Definitely.